Welcome to another video in the new Aviator's Guide to DCS series. In our first video of the series, we learned about the installation and usage of SRS, as well as the importance of clear and concise radio communication. Today's video should be relatively quick and simple. We will be going over how to install mods, liveries, and kneeboards, as well as talk about a quick tip that will undoubtedly help you in the future with managing your DCS installation. So many mods for DCS, like SRS, have their own installers, which do all the heavy lifting for you. Unlike liveries and kneeboards, which are almost exclusively installed manually. There are quite a few different mods that offer a simple archive and expect you to extract them to the correct location, and that's where we're going to focus our efforts today. So for today's video, we're going to use a couple different aircraft add-ons that are requirements for flying with the community that I'm a part of, which is Joint Task Force Heavy. We're also going to look at one mod that is installed in a different way. That's a F-18 cockpit texture mod. So same as we did yesterday, or not necessarily yesterday, but the last video with SRS, we got to start by downloading the individual mods. So the ones we're talking about today are going to be the Super Hercules by Anubis and the A4 E through C project mods. So these are both free mods that you can download. I'll have links in the description as to where to get them. The Hercules mod, you just download it with the link here. And then the community one, when you click on the download, it'll bring you to the GitHub release similar to what we did with SRS. So once you've got them downloaded, you'll have two different archives that you'll need to extract and bring to the right location. The other one I was talking about, which is a F-18 cockpit modification, which is like a texture mod. It's called the Clean and Dark, and it's just on the user files for DCS. So once again, I'll have that link in the description below. So in order to get them installed, like I said, these ones are archives that we have to install manually. So first thing first is going to be needing to get to the right spot for the mods. So you're going to open up your Windows Explorer. I've already got the different tabs here ready to go just to make it quick and easy. But first quick tip we're going to go over today is making this a little bit simpler for you, because this is going to be a location you're going to be looking for pretty frequently. And it's the save games file, your DCS, in this case, open beta, inside your save games. So you're going to navigate to your C drive, go to your users, find you, and then find saved games. Inside the save games, depending on what you have in there with other programs, other games you have installed on your computer, this may look different. So you're going to look for that DCS open beta. So the quick tip for today, just to make your life a little bit simpler, if you right click on that guy, go to show more options, go down to send to, and send it to the desktop. That'll create a shortcut to that folder for you, so that all you have to do to get back to that spot is open up that folder shortcut on your desktop. It'll save you a lot of hassle in the future. You can also do what I did here, which was put a shortcut in the favorites side of the Windows Explorer if you're using Windows 11. It might look different on Windows 10, to be honest with you. It's been a long time since I've won Windows 10. So both the aircraft archives, they're going to look a little bit different. So the A4 one was actually laid out very well in terms of the directory structure. So it's got mods, aircraft, A4. And then that is the exact mod directory. So they've set it up in such a way that all you have to do is take this mods folder and drag and drop it into your main DCS open beta save games folder, and it'll do everything else for you. So we're going to find the mods here. I've already got them installed. So the directory we're looking for, so mods, aircraft, and there it is there. So as you can see here, I've got three different ones installed already, the A4, the Hercules, and the UH-60L. So like I said, the Hercules and the A4 are two different mods that are required for the community that I play with. So I obviously have those installed already. For the Hercules archive, it's a little bit different with the way that they do their folder structure. Not a big deal. It's just one extra step you have to do. So they put it in Hercules and then version whatever it is for the latest version. And then inside is the actual content for that mod. So when you extract this into here, I'll do it here just for demonstration purposes. So you'll notice that this one's labeled Hercules and this one's got that version 6.8.2 on the end of it. You just need to remove that version 6.8.2 off the end. Otherwise, DCS won't identify it properly. One of the big things to keep in mind with mod installation, and that's quite literally it for as far as installing new aircrafts go. Depending on what the mod is, whether it's aircraft, whether it's other extensions, resources, services, whatever. Like in the services, I have SRS, and then this is for like DCS bio stuff. A lot of that, it makes different folders depending on what type of mod it is, basically. But one of the things to keep in mind, at least with the Hercules and the A4, and most aircraft for that matter, is they need to be the same version that is running on the server. So if you try to download and install a mod and you notice it's not working, you get kicked out of the server or whatever the case may be, it could be because there's a version mismatch there. So keep that in mind when you're doing your installation. For the last one, it's installed a little bit differently because it is a texture mod for the cockpit. It's installed into a different place. So if we pull up the user files here, so as it says here, so place this F-18 clean and dark folder into your DCS world, mods, aircraft, liveries, etc. So the big difference here is DCS world. It's not looking for the save games folder for this one. So we're going to show you here. So if I browse to where I've got my DCS world installed, so DCS world open beta, scroll down to mods, aircraft, F-18, liveries, cockpit, and then there we go, the DCS, the F-18C dark and clean modification there. So it's just installed a little, it's essentially the same thing. It's just installed into a little bit of a different location. And then there's a few extra things to do with this one. You actually have to tell DCS which cockpit you want to use in the settings inside DCS itself. So that's pretty much it for mods. Pretty straightforward, pretty quick and dirty. Nothing too crazy to deal with that. Moving on to liveries. Installing liveries is almost identical to that of installing mods the manual way. The main difference is the folder location. Like I was saying before, depending on where you're, depending on what you're installing, the folder location is going to be a bit different. So as you can imagine, we're going back into that save games DCS open beta folder. And then instead of looking for mods, we're going to be looking for liveries. And inside liveries, there you are. So I've got a whole slew of them installed already. So Joint Task Force Heavy has liveries that were made in-house to make our jets look super awesome. And they provide the folder structure as such, depending on the different aircraft that we use. So everything from your A-10s to your all the way down to the Hornets to the Hueys. There's a whole bunch of different ones in here. So the folder structure is just that. You'll do your save games, your DCS open beta liveries, and then depending on the individual aircraft platform that you're looking for. So again, let's go look at the Hornet. And inside the Hornet, we've got that many different liveries just for the Hornet alone. So there is 20 different liveries for just the Hornet. And then the other ones have a few different numbers as well. But that kind of gives you an idea as to the installation of liveries. Pretty straightforward. Most of the liveries I've seen, it is very, a lot of the, like the file structure, the archive structure is very straightforward. Like I was saying with ours, the file structure for our download is extremely straightforward. It's quite literally just take these, drag and drop them in, and away you go. You don't have to worry about anything in regards to that. So that's liveries. Kneeboards, exactly the same thing again. Installing the Kneeboards is again very, very similar process. Instead of looking for liveries, we're going to be looking for a folder called Kneeboard. Pretty straightforward. And then inside that, again, you'll have a folder structure exactly the same as liveries based on whatever aircraft you are using. So you'll notice for me, I've got this one empty, and that's not because I don't use Kneeboards. It's because I use a third-party software called Open Kneeboard, which basically allows me to export my Kneeboard information to a different screen, essentially. So I don't have to look at the one inside the cockpit itself. So for me, I've got my Kneeboards located in a different location than here. I could put them in here under the F-18 if I wanted to, but for simplicity's sake, I've kept it separate. So I've got everything from checklists to harm codes to whatever, and then mission-specific ones as well. So you can kind of do whatever you want with kneeboards as well, as long as they're that right size and a JPEG or a PNG, you're good to go with kneeboards. I will put a link down below for the Open Kneeboard, because it is a really good software to use, and it's friendly for VR as well. I know VR and the kneeboards are kind of dicey at times. I don't fly in VR myself, but from what I've heard, it's pretty dicey. So I'll put a link down in the description for Open Kneeboard as well. And if you guys want me to do a video specifically on Open Kneeboard, we can do that too. Leave a comment down below, and we'll see what we can do about getting one of those made up for that. But that's it for today. Like I said, quick and dirty video for today. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to leave a comment down below. I do read all of the comments and respond to them all. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We are going to be doing some more videos here in the very near future. I think we've got some on deck for things like reshade and a few other kind of more unique things. And then we might start looking into doing some specific videos for the F-18. Like I said, that's the main platform that I fly, so odds are pretty good that I will be doing more F-18 specific information in the not so near future. So that's it for now, and thanks for tuning in and watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks guys. Ciao for now.